Om Namah Shivaya, Sri Ganeshaya Namah. Hello, Honorable Excellencies, delegates, and participants of this participatory teaching learning process. I am Chandan Kumar Mishra, once again sharing you my cultivated perspectives on the basis of research and analysis of different kind of contents, educational and governance related informations being availed by concerned authorities on this online interface of communication. I would like to put forward my few queries, few curiosity, as well as point of understanding that you could conceive, you could discuss, and increase your knowledge accordingly. There is a question like, although all sovereign, democratic, secular, republic, socialist member nations of the United Nations are independent. You mind it. Although all sovereign, democratic, secular, republic member nations of the United Nations are independent. They are independent for peaceful progress towards the future to achieve Sustainable Development Goal 2030 that could be achieved through interdependent partnership and agreement for cooperation, so that each member nations could cooperate with themselves, and their cooperation could bring such kind of technical and financial synergy among their program of action, so that consolidation of consensus and approach to deliver humanitarian services could bring such kind of harmony and favorable conditions for improving ease of living of every inhabitant on our common planet Earth. However, all of the fellow independent pupils of the respective independent nations are dependent on the ruling government. Although all member nations are independent, but fellow independent peoples of those member nations are dependent on the ruling government of their nation, administration, and governance system of their nation of respective citizenship and habitation for receiving uninterrupted life security survival support services, humanitarian services, technical life safety and livelihood skill development training, and financial grants for their secure, peaceful progress towards the shared future with intent to achieve sustainable development goals in solidarity. Critically analyze and elaborate the above mentioned concept. Next, I have written a email letter to the OECD. I would like to put it for your consideration and understanding, acknowledgement, enlightenment. That I have written it on 8th October 2025. That hello team OECD. As per Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, other concerned like humanitarian service providers, stakeholders are requested to consider the valuable suggestions and recommendations cultivated and produced through this like intensive, what we can say, intensive care unit like intensive critical analysis based observations and inscription of cultivated perspectives. So it reads as follows. You can read and you can elaborate in your own style of expression, in your own language of expression. So I have written it as follows like hello team Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. As per my opinion about welfare economy, as per my opinion about welfare economy, your opinion may differ, but the difference could be resolved by discussion of the point of agenda items, so that mutual consensus could be developed and consultation of consensus could bring solutions to the existing and probable challenges for the survival of the life on our planet Earth. So I would like to put it at forward like hello team OECD, Organization of Economic Cooperation and Development, United Nations, Government of India, UNCTAD, UNESCO, World Trade Organization, World Intellectual Property Organization, World Bank, International Monetary Fund, World Health Organization, UNICEF, World Meteorological Organization, Security Council, International Court of Justice, International Criminal Court, International Law Tribunal, and other multilateral and bilateral forums for cooperations are among the distinguished humanitarian service providing stakeholders along with United Nations Women, United Nations Human Rights Council, and other eminent organizations to whom you should make a list and approach accordingly. So I would like to put it at forward after this resource mapping that as per my opinion about welfare economy, central financial regulatory bodies of the all member nations of the United Nations like Central Bank of India, like Reserve Bank of India for India government. So, as per my opinion about welfare economy, central financial regulatory bodies of the all members of the United Nations should establish free grants distribution center in every human habitation, like in every village, in every hamlets of the like urban or subdeveloped cities. All members of the United Nations should establish free grants distribution center in every human habitation to support every human beings with purchase power related monetary grants to buy and sell products and offer services for improvement of ease of living of every human beings on this planet earth. Fiscal consolidation could comply the above mentioned welfare projects. Human beings are weak creature. Everybody should recognize that we human beings are big created by our physical appearance, by our morphology, anatomy, physiology, and other kinds of physical attributes. Our weak body is endangered for death due to several factors. It's a serious concern and caution for us that we need to consider that we are governing this global system for the sake of the welfare of human by giving a special priority along with considering that biodiversity and nature should be conserved properly. So we should recognize that human beings are weak creature. Our weak body is endangered for death due to several factors. You may consider human as vulnerable, victims, endangered, and other kind of categories for categorization of beings also. So, human beings are weak creature. Our weak body is in danger for deaths due to several factors such as malnutrition related illness, diseases, and starvation may cause death to the human beings. Thus, free and unconditional financial grants and essential life-saving products, foods, medicines should be distributed by every independent nations to its dependent population. Although member nations are independent, but populations are dependent on independent member nations for the sake of the accessing life supporting humanitarian services by the governing system, administrative system of that respective government. Next, I would like to carry on as forward like a scarcity of resources to access essential life-saving products and services often increases a struggle for acquisition of essential life-saving products and services. You should consider this point that if there are a scarcity of availability and accessibility, outreach, and what we can say that we can receive the resources and a person can receive resources required for his survival. If there is a scarcity of resources to achieve essential life-saving products and services, it often encourages a struggle for acquisition of essential life-saving products and services. Crime may increase. Notice this point. Crime may increase due to the scarcity of resources with human so that they can buy procure excess essential life-saving goods and services. So, in this context, like a scarcity of resources to access essential life-saving products and services often increases a struggle for acquisition of essential life-saving products and services. Crime may increase due to the scarcity of essential life-saving products and services and resources to acquire life-saving products and services. Thus, free individual label minimum living wages should be distributed by government for everybody. It will increase the circumstances of law and order establishment and its retention on sustainable basis into the society. So the next suggestion and recommendations are as far as like pollution causes genesis and increase of mutants and mutation of pathogens and their carrier vectors. Pathogens are those microorganisms that may cause different kind of chronic or life-threatening diseases. So these microbes, harmful microbes, need to be controlled, quarantined, and eliminated. So pollution causes genesis and increase of mutation of pathogens and their carrier vector. Thus, pollution should be reduced and controlled properly so that pathogens could not emerge and related pathogenic strains of diseases causing microorganism could be controlled so that the probability of any at such instance of outbreaks of pandemic or epidemics could be controlled on prompt and timely manner. So that pollution causes genesis and increase of mutation of pathogens and their carrier vector. Resultantly, communicable epidemic may spread. Thus, scientific sanitization, pathogens and vectors control program should be implemented. Vaccination and immunity booster, food and medicine supplements should be distributed by adequate financial grants on regular basis to the every inhabiting human beings by assuring sustainable and equitable inclusion of every individual as a beneficiary, as a dependent beneficiary of the government support services. Next, accident prone civilian infrastructure should be upgraded with safety technology so that accident could be controlled and people's life could be saved. Climate change and global warming related disaster consequences should be managed with scientific solutions and prompt relief response humanitarian services to the affected population. And vulnerables should be saved from such kind of vulnerability of affection by any kind of natural or artificial disasters. Next, developmental ventures should meet the need of the present generation with conservation and enrichment of the resources for the future generations. So all kind of natural resources should be used in such a manner which could assure that it remains available for future generations also. And renewable resources should be promoted, encouraged for use, rather non-renewable resources and non-renewable resources should be used in controlled manner so that it could be protected. It could be what we can say stored for the use by future generations also. So the development that meets the need of present without compromising the ability of future generation is termed as sustainable development, and the global governance system under the guidance of United Nations are marching forwards to achieve Sustainable Development Goal 2030 on progressive manner. You can watch United Nations broadcast and learn about those things. With thanks, Chandan Kumar Mishra, stress management trainer and author. YouTube class channel ID at the rate of Chandan Mai Vidya. Messaging class is 8860827901. You can buy my published book from Blue Rose, Amazon, Flipkart. Also, another assumptions or concept I would like to present here with. There is a question. If you will refer to the recent media broadcast about detention, captivation, or refugee crisis, these are negative terms. Detention, hostages, captivation, kidnapping are negative words. People needs resources for their survival. They would like to, or they sometimes intend to put pressure on service providers, but this is not good. They should use proper means and proper, what we can say, communication style. Use of proper words of English or any language would shape the meaning of the conversation in positive manner. The question is, however, acquire, carry along with delegation, selection, recruitment, job allocation, duty allotment, duty posting, transfer, accommodation or accommodate, hire, deploy, retain means allowing people to work with you in positive manner. You just use these are simple words. However, acquire, carry along with delegation, selection, recruitment, job allocation, duty allotment, duty posting, transfer, accommodation, hire, deploy, retain means allowing people to work with you in positive manners and often invites support, cooperation, favor, empowerment related service enforcement. It promotes human rights. But if words like detention, captivation, kidnapping, hostages are being used, these are negative words. These means forcefully commanding people to work, and people will resist to save and fight for their right. They will protect their right. Even service providers will support those victims and vulnerables to any kind of harm for protection of their fundamental natural humanitarian rights. So mind your language. Use proper words by expressing your demands to save yourself from any kind of uncertain retaliative actions. I would like to continue it as follows once again. However, acquire, carry along with delegation, selection, recruitment, job allocation, duty allotment, duty posting, transfer, accommodation, hire, deploy, retain means allowing people to work with you in positive manner. It promotes human rights. But detention means forcefully commanding people to work. Detention indicates negative message for violation of human rights. Thus, acquire, carry along with delegation, selection, recruitment, job allocation, duty allotment, duty posting, transfer, accommodation, hire, deploy, retention should be used with polite request temperament to receive humanitarian services. Respectfully treated employees works in favor of the recruiter or the target beneficiary. But detention invites law enforcement related action and rescue operations related consequences often follows. You mind it. So use positive words. Treat people respectfully as a guest of honor. If somebody have reached any country to serve for any humanitarian causes, they deserve respect. Their modesty and dignity should be respected properly. They should be treated in a respectful manner so that their concerned organizations and allied supporters could support you. Otherwise, you would be punished. So use positive words to indicate that you have established certain kind of connection with some person approaching you on behalf of any organizations to offer any kind of aid or humanitarian services. So discuss and elaborate the utility of above mentioned concepts for human resource management with best wishes from Chandan Kumar Mishra. I will be sharing you some new cultivated insights, concepts, approach paper for sustainable development, peaceful global governance, law and order establishment, climate change related disaster risk management, and stress management related concepts in continuation of my these submitted presentations also. So wish you all the best so that you can shape your perspectives, you can resolve your prejudices, you can understand the proper sequence of use of words and express yourself properly so that your genuine humanitarian demands could be met in supportive gesture. With thanks from Chandan Kumar Mishra. Om Namah Shivaya, Sri Ganeshaya Namah.